To Eyewitness News.
Yeah, well, thank you.
What is your problem? When Akufo-Addo assumed office in 2017, he nominated persons to be ministers. Before they were approved by Parliament, he made them caretakers of the ministries that they were going to. The same thing is playing out now. You didn't complain then. Why are you complaining now?
The fact that you committed a crime some time passed and nobody complained and nobody arrested you doesn't mean you can repeat that crime all the time. So what we are saying is that what President Akufo-Addo is doing now is illegal. It's highly unacceptable. It has no place in any of our enactments in the country. It is very, very illegal. In fact, there is no difference between the president representative in a ministry and a minister. Every minister is a president representative in a ministry. And there are clear guidelines, the clear procedures for appointing a minister. They need the prior approval of Parliament. We have not completed the procedure. Why hold themselves as ministers or a president representative? In any case, Umaro, we are here. The president has appointed caretaker ministers in ministries where there are no ministers. Substantive ministers like Minister for Communication and Digitization is in charge as a caretaker minister for the Ministry of Health. As we speak now, why do you have to go and appoint somebody to go and act, especially so when that same person is a minister designated and the procedure has not ended? So this is, you see, what the president is trying to communicate, as he's been doing all over, showing that kind of king type of behavior, is that, look, if Parliament is dragging its feet in approving the nominees go to the office and go and start working to help Parliament. That's exactly what the president wants to say.
But they are, from the understanding I get, they are just the president's representative to oversee the day-to-day activities.
Tell me the difference between a minister and the president representative in a ministry. Tell me, who is a minister?
The representative will not sign maybe documents,
so
agreements, and all of that.
Who is a minister? Is a minister not a president representative? Is a minister not a president representative in the ministry? So, and in any case, I have told you that there's already a caretaker minister in that ministry. I have mentioned the name to you, Honorable Osler. So why then do you have to go and then appoint another representative in the same ministry? Clearly tells you that the man is playing some powers here that go and work. Nobody can do anything to help any constitution in the country, to help the laws of the country. That is the behavior the president and the chief of staff are putting up. But apart from that, it doesn't make sense. That's it. It doesn't make sense. So the rant that was done by Okoboy in Kolebu, as you have heard, couldn't have been done by Osler. In any case, what was the solution he preferred? I mean, what kind of country are we in now? Are we in a banana republic? Tell me one enactment in this country that supports this action of the president or the chief of staff. And one, tell me and refer me to appropriate provision.
Tell me one enactment that abhors that.
The enactment that abhors that is the fact that if the president has not appointed somebody to go through that appropriate procedure, that person cannot hold himself or herself as such. That's what oppose that. If you have not been appointed as a minister, you can't hold yourself as a minister. It's illegal. That is the position, because the law says that the president shall appoint a minister with a prior approval of Parliament. That is the position of the law. Anything contrary to this is illegal. Anything contrary to this is illegal.
I'll go back to my question. He did this when he first became president, even before he could form his government. Your side, just a second, your side in Parliament saw that happen. He brought them, you approved them, and voted for them to be ministers. If you approved and endorsed that at the time, then it means it has become a precedent, and it is a lawful thing because you are the lawyers or the lawmakers. You saw that happen at the time. You didn't, raise a finger. Why are you now, complaining?
This your logic is weird. Number one, I have already told you, I don't need to repeat, that if somebody committed a crime and the person was not arrested, it doesn't mean that the person can repeat the crime all the time. That's number one. Number two, even at that time, he didn't have substantive ministers. the convention in this country has been that if a ministry is vacant, they appoint other ministers who are already in their respective ministries to serve as caretaker ministers. By the time, we didn't have such ministers. So probably common sense will suggest that, well, let's bear with him because he doesn't have such ministers. Number 3, it is even the opinion of the minority that this government is already bloated. So we could even combine some responsibilities for other people to perform. So the fact that this crime was committed some time ago doesn't mean that that crime can repeat itself all the time. That doesn't make sense.
What are you going to do about it now?
Do we need to draw a machete on the president for him or the chief of staff for her to do the needful? In any responsible jurisdiction, if you do something or you commit a mistake, and then your attention is drawn to it, you just do the needful without allowing anybody to issue an ultimatum or draw a machete on you. So we are simply telling the president, the chief of staff, to stop arrogating to herself powers that he doesn't have. So this is unnecessary, it is illegal, and they must stop. They must stop. They are simply disregarding the laws of this country, and what they are doing, the actions they are exhibiting now has no place in our laws in the country. So they must stop. Why should we go and do a machete and go and chase the president before he stops this?
Okay,
very simple.
A lawyer has just sent me a message, who is also a journalist, and he says I should refer you to Article 58 of the 1992 Constitution, and that in accordance with Article 58.3 of the Constitution, which stipulates that the functions conferred on the President by Clause 1 of Article 58 may be exercised by him either directly or through offices subordinate to him. He's essentially saying that the Constitution empowers the President to not allow himself to be held to ransom by Parliament, so that if Parliament decides that we are not going to approve your ministers, hold on, let me land. If Parliament says we are not going to approve your ministers, the President should not be handicapped, which is what you are planning to do. So you want him to be handicapped and not to perform his duties.
That lawyer should stop that.
In fact, he says to me that once again, he said that this was being used in the past by NDC and MPP.
It's not true. It's not true.
Once again, he said that.
Oh, but why are you wasting time on this?
Can I land, please?
Oh.
He said.
You are wasting time.
No, hold on. He
go
said
ahead,
that.
Go ahead. You are the man in charge, so you go ahead.
Oh, am I in charge? Okay, good.
You are in charge. You are now, as far as I'm concerned, you are in charge. And you are controlling the conversation.
And you are my mate. Let's go. He said.
No, I prefer to be the co-driver, not the mate.
Okay, let me land. Let me land so we can go back. He said to me that was how Moses Asaga became the representative of President Mills at the Finance Ministry before he failed to be made minister, if you recall very well. Now let's talk about that.
I have told you, number one, he is just speculating if the provision of the law says that you should have a prior approval. Let's get there. If you refuse to approve those nominees, you have the opportunity to bring another fact.
Honorable Akando, you had Moses Asaga at the Ministry of Finance at the time. Have you forgotten that all of a sudden?
Please, I am saying that as we speak now, during that time, did the president appoint any caretaker minister in that ministry and went ahead to appoint Moses Asaga as the president representative in the ministry? So, I have told you.
So your point is that if there's a caretaker minister, then there's no need to put a representative. But if there's no caretaker, then it's okay to put a representative.
That's not the point. That doesn't make it right. But assuming that is even the case, that makes this situation different from what he was referring to. That's what I'm trying to point out at the moment. So please, why should we be even debating on this issue? This is very basic, and everybody sees that this is wrong. Please do the needful. Except, of course, you are telling us that Osla is not capable of handling that office.
Very well. Let's leave it here. Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's the Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando, his MP for Joaboso.